From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Don Mitchell. Filmmaker Avi Lewis was elected the new leader of the federal New Democrats at a convention in Winnipeg this weekend.
Lewis defeated his four rivals on the first ballot with nearly 40,000 votes. His speech touched on reaching out to the many Canadians who are working hard but having a hard time affording food and housing. Lewis's victory signals a shift toward the party pushing more left-wing policies like government-owned grocery stores.
A network of public providers for food, phones, and internet.
He acknowledged there are differences of opinion within the party, but says there is a big tent that can welcome different perspectives. Steve Lambert, The Canadian Press, Winnipeg.
Over to the Middle East, following discussions with foreign ministers from Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Pakistan today. Pakistan's Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar announced his country plans to host and facilitate meaningful talks between Iran and the U.S. in coming days for a comprehensive and lasting settlement of the ongoing conflict. There's been no confirmation from Iran or the U.S. on exactly when these talks would take place or whether they will be direct or indirect. Dar saying their relationship with the U.S. has been essential in this planning.
We have remained actively engaged with the U.S. leadership as well as part of our efforts to de-escalate the situation and finding a peaceful resolution of the conflict.
Those potential discussions come as the U.S. says its first wave of ground forces have arrived in the region, and the Israeli military announced it will expand its invasion of southern Lebanon. ABC foreign correspondent Britt Clinette is in Jerusalem.
It's unclear if the IDF wants to stay in that buffer zone. The last time it did turn out to be a bit of a mess, but certainly what they're stating is that they do want to create this buffer zone against Hezbollah. But instead what we've seen is more than 1 million people displaced. That's according to Lebanese officials. 1,142 people killed, 3,000 wounded. And the UN Refugee Agency is warning of an unfolding catastrophe there.
And according to the Associated Press tonight, Iran is threatening to attack the homes of U.S. and Israeli commanders and political officials in the region. Closer to home, a sci-fi flick beat an action horror at the North American movie theaters over the weekend. Here's ABC's Chuck Severson.
The sun is dying.
Project Hail Mary for a second weekend was #1 at movie box offices in North America with $54.5 million in ticket sales, say studio estimates. The sci-fi adventure starring Ryan Gosling is also a big hit in Europe and Asia. Hoppers was second with $12.2 million.
We must offer a human sacrifice.
Excuse me?
They Will Kill You flopped in its premiere, third with $5 million. The horror action film follows a housekeeper who uncovers a satanic cult. Durandar, The Revenge was fourth.
And the biggest night in Canadian music, the Junos, is just a couple of hours away in Hamilton, Ontario. One of the most influential singer-songwriters in music history, Joni Mitchell, will receive a Lifetime Achievement Award. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, 6 games in the NHL today, one this afternoon with the Rangers beating the Panthers 3-1. There's only one Canadian team in action. It's the Montreal Canadiens. They're on the ice right now in Carolina, taking on the Metropolitan Division-leading Hurricanes. In the Professional Women's Hockey League, Izzy Daniel had a goal and an assist as the Vancouver Golden Knights snapped a 2-game skid with a 3-2 win over the Toronto Scepters. In Major League Baseball, George Springer, Jesus Sanchez, and Kazuma Okamoto hit homers, and Eric Lauer had 9 strikeouts as the Toronto Blue Jays defeated the Oakland Athletics 5-2 to complete a 3-game series sweep. The Jays continuing their 6-game homestand tomorrow against the Colorado Rockies. And in curling, Canada's Matt Dunstone is taking on Team USA right now at the World Men's Curling Championship in Ogden, Utah. The Manitoba-based team seeking to rebound from its first loss of the tournament. They dropped an 8-3 decision to Scotland yesterday. Their record is 2-1. From the Canadian Press, I'm Don Mitchell.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.